All right, let's jump straight into this explainer of Claudia Reid's incredibly moving story, Maggie and Dave in the Multiverse. We are looking at a narrative that goes way beyond your typical romance or, a simple starting over tale. It is a deep dive into the completely messy, totally nonlinear, but ultimately triumphant process of reclaiming yourself after a massive heartbreak. The core idea is laid out right from the start with this incredible quote: "Healing isn't the absence of pain. It's the decision to stop letting the pain decide who you become." So this isn't just a rundown of what happens to Maggie. It's a profound look at who she actually becomes. Healing, as Reid shows us, isn't about just erasing your history. It's an active, everyday choice. The primary conflict in this story isn't external. It's deeply, deeply internal.
Okay, section 1, the breaking of the past.
We start off in this incredibly fragile transitional space. Maggie is trying to escape what you could call the reacher era of her life. This relationship was basically a wildfire, toxic, chaotic, and defined by constant emotional landmines. She loved with this reckless devotion that left some pretty deep scars. So while she's physically out of the relationship now, she's still dealing with the wreckage and the heavy, lingering echo of what they used to be.
Moving right along to section 2, finding a safe love.
The stark contrast in her journey really hits you here. Think about her old life. It was exhausting, right? Constantly bracing for impact, performing for conditional love, just pure chaos. But then look at her new life with Dave, her publisher and friend. It is quiet. It's safe. The quiet doesn't hurt her anymore. It actually becomes this steady sanctuary where she can finally just exhale.
And that brings up such a beautiful revelation for anyone who has ever confused chaos with passion. Love isn't supposed to break you. It's supposed to hold you while you heal. Dave isn't trying to come in and fix her or wipe away her past. He literally just holds space for her. He gives her that secure foundation so she has the room to do the really hard work of healing herself.
Section 3, reclaiming her voice. Because healing really is a practice, right? It's not a destination. If you trace her milestones, you see how beautifully non-linear this whole process is. Months ago, she's leaving Reacher. Weeks ago, moving in with Dave. Days ago, she's confronting difficult family dynamics and completely refusing to shrink back into her old roles. Minutes ago, she gets a text from her toxic ex-Reacher and just ignores it. That is a huge win, and it all leads up to today, where she's finally sitting down and writing her unapologetic truth. This is a massive, massive breakthrough. Closure doesn't come from the person who hurt you. It comes from the person you become after the hurt. Maggie realizes she doesn't need ghosts to feel alive anymore. She stops writing around her pain and she starts writing right through it. She's not waiting around for an apology. She is literally generating her own closure by choosing to evolve. Up next, section 4, stepping into the light. So you have to ask, what happens when the world actually answers back? Because when you put your raw vulnerabilities out there, it usually does. Maggie submits this deeply personal essay, and a total stranger reaches out to say that her words made them feel less invisible. That completely shifts her perspective. The isolation of her trauma is suddenly swapped out for this powerful connection of shared humanity. She comes to this incredible realization. My story is not a wound. It is a bridge. Despite being absolutely terrified of being seen, she steps out onto a stage to speak on a panel. She figures out that her pain has transformed into a profound purpose. Her vulnerability, the very thing she thought was her biggest liability, turns out to be her absolute greatest superpower. And lastly, section 5, beyond the pages. Let's look at the core themes running through this journey. We're talking about navigating the non-linear nature of healing, escaping toxic chaos in favor of calm, steady love, setting really firm boundaries with the past, the incredible power of vulnerability, and finally, authoring your own future. These perfectly capture universally relatable human experiences, the terror and the beauty of second chances. So if you want to experience Claudia D. Reid's highly quotable, beautifully poetic prose for yourself, the full story is out there right now. You can grab it on Google Play Books or Patreon. It's a journey that is absolutely worth taking. Oh, and get this, we have a thrilling real-world update. The multiverse is actually expanding. Claudia D. Reid is currently writing the script right now. That means we might get to see Maggie and Dave's grounded, beautiful narrative brought to life on screen very soon, which is just so exciting. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a thought. Ask yourself how Maggie's journey mirrors your own. Are you just surviving your story, or are you actually writing it? What bold, unapologetic chapter are you going to choose to write next?